everybody, I'm Terry from the Creative Bush Homestead. Welcome to my vlog. My very different kind of vlog. I don't know if it's that different, but anyway, so for those of you who have not visited me before, welcome. Please subscribe. I would like to have as many friends here on my YouTube vlog as I can. I am an older woman. You're not allowed to use the word boomer anymore. It's not politically correct in Australia. But I am a boomer. I was born in 1955, so I'm a bit like an old F.J. Holden. A bit obsolete in some ways, but still, you know, there's still some of us around. Okay, for those who don't know what an F.J. Holden is, it's a Holden that was made in the 1955 in Australia. Okay, so what basically is my vlog all about? Well, I basically vlog because it's like company for me. I know it sounds silly that how can you have company on this side of a video camera? But yeah, it makes me feel like I have a presence in my world, and I like to reach out to as many people as I can because there's a lot of us that rely on YouTube for company and information and, you know, just to find out what's happening in life, and whatever you're interested in the world, you can normally find a YouTube video to watch that just keeps you going, sometimes motivates you to go off in other directions and try different things. So I'm hoping that my vlog will be company maybe for somebody who's sitting down doing craft and just likes to see what other people in the world are doing and finds that quite interesting. So basically I'm going to start off with what happened in my week that's just passed. It's a Saturday morning, it's the 2nd of November. For summer, it's a bit cloudy. It's a bit cloudy. It was cool and we had a bit of rain. So that was good, though I probably will have to water my garden. I don't think it was enough to sort of keep them going. So Monday, I keep looking down because I've actually written notes. So if you watched other vlogs before that I've done, I virtually fly by the seat of my pants. So I thought if I'm going to vlog and I want more subscribers, I've got to be a little bit more organised. So I've written down what I'm going to talk about and we'll go from there. So in the last week on Mondays, on Mondays I have some help with my garden for 2 hours a week. And basically he does a bit of maintenance of my garden. He helps me plant new plants that I have ready to go. We live on a bush block, and it's virtually taken me 26 years to work out what's going to grow well and what isn't. So I am very grateful to have this 2 hours a week of Paul helping me, you know, do what I need in my garden to get it to what I'd like it to be like. So that's what happens on Mondays. On Tuesday, I went shopping. Before that, we needed to have my husband and I, Glenn, who I will refer to occasionally in my videos, whooping cough vaccinations because our number 4, Tiffany, is having her 3rd baby, and that's very important that you don't bring whooping cough into a home where there's a new baby. Okay, so we did that. Then we went shopping at Bunnings, where we were able to get some cheap Geraldton wax that was very pot bound and on the way out and ready to go straight in the ground, which I will do with the help of my gardener Paul. And so we got the Geraldton wax. We got a couple more grevilleas because I am trying to plant as many natives as I can. I did try roses. I've tried all different types of plants in my very, very sandy soil. The only thing that really grows in it is olive trees and grass. So we have a lot of lawn around this homestead, and it is a homestead. And that's basically to protect us from bushfires. Works very, very well. And now I'm trying to plant more natives that like the sand. So fingers crossed, after 26 years, I may have some success. Then after that, I decided that I'd like a larger TV in my yarn room, quiet room. It's this room that I'm in at the moment where basically I can do my vlogs, I can sit and watch YouTube. So that was important that I had a television that had a screen that I could actually see properly. I was using a very, very large screen and gave that to my grandson who needed a room to watch a TV and play his games on because his bedroom is now going to be occupied by the new babe, which he's very, very happy about, another little brother for him. He has an older brother, so this will be a younger brother. Does that make sense? I'm not sure. Anyway, so then I brought in a smaller TV, which was like only, I think, a caravan-sized TV, and it just didn't work. I couldn't actually see anything, basically. Well, not to the quality or the size that I needed. So basically, I bought another TV for in here. So that was really, really good. I'm really, really happy with it. And now I can watch all my YouTube programs in this room while I'm knitting and crocheting and spinning, and whatever is yarn is in this room. I do have other rooms because empty nest, new craft room. In those other rooms I have basically paper craft and other hobbies that I do, and then I have a dedicated sewing room. So that is great for me. And basically all those rooms have televisions too. I decided to put the smaller TV from the caravan into my sewing room, and that's going to be put up on a wall so I can watch YouTube videos where I need to see, you know, things that I'm making and how they're made so that I can follow that. I was a little bit worried using my iPad in there because I'm a very, very clumsy person, and I was scared that I would knock it off the table while I was watching the instructions on how to do different projects in my sewing room. So now I'm going to have one up on the wall and I'll be able to see it from everywhere, and that'll keep me company in there too. And then I have another larger TV in my very varied hobbies room, which I like the company while I'm working in there too. So yes, we have a lot of TVs. We actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 TVs. Well, you see, as we upgrade a TV, my husband won't get rid of them. And that's fair enough. If they're still usable, like we gave the one to my grandson, that was, oh gosh, at least 20 years old, but it's still very functional, and he can still get internet with it because he's got a box to be able to do that. And yeah, so my husband basically watches television in the family room where he watches all the channels he likes to watch. If I feel like giving him a bit of company, I'll sit there and do my whatever I'm doing. That's easy to do. Normally that's just a granny square crochet, so that I'm giving him a bit of company and trying to ignore the flicking through all the commercial channels and everything else, but that's fine. And then, is this too much information? Anyway, I'll keep going. Then I have a television in my bedroom, obviously, up on the wall, because I tend to watch YouTube at night too. I must admit, I'm just about an addict when it comes to YouTube and the programming on YouTube. I just find it very interesting. I get to watch lots of information, and find out what channels I can watch to learn how to do other things. So basically that's that. Okay, so that was on Tuesday. And then on Wednesday, I kept looking down because, like I said, I've got notes for a change. And then on Wednesday, we are very, very fortunate enough to have Tiffany, who's having number 3, which is due any day now in November. Her partner's parents live in Gingin, and that was very coincidental. Tiffany, when she met her partner, had no idea that his parents lived in Gingin, only 6 kilometres away. And we've become marvellous friends with them. So we're going to be, you know, grandparents to this newborn boy who's coming. And yeah, so that's going to be very exciting for Joe and I to share this new little bub. Okay, so that was Wednesday with Joe and Gary. We went to Sawyers Valley, which is, you know, a small town out of, well, Western Australia. It's east of Midland, if you know where that is in Western Australia. If you don't, it doesn't really matter. But what I'm trying to say is we took them to Sawyers Valley because there's an amazing pie shop there. It's such a range of pies. Very delicious. Yeah, absolutely underrated as far as I'm concerned. And had a really lovely lunch of pies and cakes up there, and then drove back to Gingin. It took us quite a while to get there because we got lost on the way, but it's always a bit of an adventure with Glenn driving, but had a lot of laughs and a lot of fun. So we'll be doing more adventures like that in the future. Okay, and then on Friday, I have a support worker, Raylene, who is absolutely beautiful, and I love her to bits. And she took me to the local gardening group. Now, I've lived in Gingin for 26 years, and I've, you know, been in the local craft group, and I've met a lot of people through different things that I've been involved in. And so I haven't actually seen anybody, you know, for a long time. Basically, these people that I know, I sort of disappeared off the face of the earth because I had a few health problems, and they're ongoing. But, you know, I get up every morning and I had put a smile on my face, and I think, oh gosh, new day. What craft can I do today? What do I need to finish? What can I start? You know, because my whole world revolves around craft. Keeps me mentally healthy. Anyway, so basically we went to this gardening group, caught up with a lot of people in the gardening group that were local from Gingin that I've known, and I really loved it. You know, I do become very overwhelmed by lots of people, and there were a lot of people there, but they sort of broke off into groups, and we wandered around this garden. Young mum of 4, actually, her husband and her have a farm in an area called Wannamal, which is east of Gingin. And Gingin's the little town that I live in Western Australia. It's only about 90 kilometres north of Perth on the way to Geraldton. But anyway, so, and very, very creative girl. They do canola, oats, and yeah, I think that's what they grow. So, but very, very creative girl. What she's done with the garden, it's not a large garden, but she has small children. She has 4, and she's created the most amazing play areas for them, grassed areas. She has veggie garden. She has amazing plants. She's created the most amazing outdoor barbecue area, and has found things on the farm that she has used to enhance her lovely garden. So that was really enjoyable to see that, and was very welcoming, and we all had a cup of tea and afternoon goodies and to eat, and I really enjoyed my time. And Raylene would like to take me once a month because it meets every Friday, first Friday in the month. So really enjoyed that. So that was my week. So I had a lovely week, and I'm sort of tingling because it was a really great week. I really enjoyed my week. So hope you had a great week too. Okay, so then I want to talk about incoming. Now, incoming, when I discuss it in the future, will be anything that I have received through the mail, and what it is and whether it's helpful for you, or, you know, basically show and tell, I guess. So basically, I received in the mail something that's going to help me with my hexagons in my paper piecing. Now, I like paper piecing. I find it very relaxing. I just like sitting there and stitching and joining all these hexagons together. I've got a lot of hexagons that I've joined together and turned into things in the past, and I still have a few to, I think I'll turn into bags or purses or something. Okay, so if you're into paper piecing, this is very, very handy for hexagons. It's called Tack It Easy, and it's by, oh gosh, having a little, it's right in front of my face, and you'll find them on Instagram. They're an Australian company in the eastern states, and it's Cottage Garden Threads. I'm just going to give you a little view of the little pamphlet that I got from them. And so if you want to take a screenshot of that so that you can refer back to it, but I will put it in the description box below and what it is. And what it is, it's these hexagon shapes. Now, I'm not going to show you how to use them. There's all the different sizes. Oops. So I bought the range of all the different size hexagons that I make, okay? From very, very small ones to the more larger. I think this one is a 2-inch. So basically what you're using it for is when you're gluing the edges of your hexagons down. And this actually helps you glue the hexagons over your paper and with your glue sticks, and you don't get the sticky fingers and you don't get all the glue. So if you're interested in that, it's a really good tool to try. It's a very, very firm woven cardboard that has been made so that it can be used many, many, many times with the folding and will always, you know, last. Well, hopefully it'll last a reasonable amount of time. I don't do, because I do so many projects, I find that I don't sit and do just one project over and over again. So this should last me quite a while. Now, pardon me, I'll just have a drink of water. The next thing I received was from Temu. Now, up to date, I have received a lot of Temu things, and on the whole, I've been basically pleased with them. Now, I definitely will not be buying from Temu again, and the reasoning is that the packaging has become so bad that a lot of items are damaged or creased, or I'm just not happy with the way it's all packaged and how the items come. And unfortunately, Temu, even though, like, I'll give you an example, I bought a lot of iron-on Christmas motifs, whatever, to be ironed onto t-shirts as Christmas gifts, okay? And they just came so crumpled and, you know, was not happy. I've flattened them out as best I can under some very, very heavy books. And there was a lot of them because I have a large family. And, yeah, I just hope when I iron them on that these creases will not show. The worst thing about Temu is, even though you're buying multiple items that are different, they will only allow you one return or one refund per your package. So I'm not doing it anymore. Plus, I'm getting onto this one. And I mean, it's up to you whether you want to buy from Temu, but I suggest if you buy from Temu, number one, make sure that it's not something that's going to be packaged badly. Unfortunately, you don't know. I mean, obviously with transfers that are iron-on, that was the word I was looking for before, they really should have been all put together and just had a cardboard back and front to make sure they don't get all squashed up. Some things I've received have come in cardboard boxes and they've been fine. Some things I've received have been of a standard that they can't be broken. Even this tripod that I'm using at the moment came in a cardboard box and I'm finding it very, very handy and I love it. But you do think you're getting something that is reasonable and you think, wow, that's a great price, you know, and then you get it and you find out it's a dupe. It's actually a very bad copy. Now, I saw these on the internet and I thought, oh, I'll just see if they make them in Temu. They might make, you know, it might be cheaper. Now, keep in mind that Temu is a lot of different companies that, a bit like Amazon. In fact, a lot of the products that come from Amazon also are sold from Temu. And people look around for prices. I think if they come through Amazon, they're probably packaged better. And that's probably why you're paying a bit more for them. So I will be checking out Amazon in the future if I'm looking for something. Unfortunately, when you look for something that's cheaper, it doesn't necessarily mean that it is the original product, as I found out with this. So this is what I bought. Oops. They're called Granny Square Card Deck. And I thought, I saw them for $39 and I didn't think much about the designer or whether it was being duped. I just thought, oh, I'll have a look on Temu and see if they're cheaper, which they were. So I bought a deck for myself and a deck for my support worker, Aileen, because I wanted to teach her how to read the actual diagrams of crocheting. Now, the cards aren't too bad. They're pretty good. That's not my complaint. That's not what led me to realise that they were dupes. When I actually got, oh gosh, and it's disappeared. Where did it go? Oh, it's right here, hiding underneath my notes. When it came with a book, okay? Which was good because the book actually has the written diagrams to go with the actual granny square that you're doing. Look at the size of the print. How the heck can you read this? And I thought, what the heck's going on? And then I noticed when I was going through some of the designs and the cards, not only were they misspelt, and I thought, oh, so basically, read this. The Granny Square Card Deck Booklet. Then there was a couple of cards that had the Granny Squares written, like diamond was spelt totally wrong. There was another one, and I thought, this is a dupe. And keep in mind, I bought 2 boxes. So I got on the internet and I looked up the actual one that isn't a dupe. The cards are bigger. These are only 10 centimetres by 10 centimetres. I think the original cards are about 12 or 13 centimetres. I'm not sure, but they're much bigger. The booklet that comes with it, you can actually read the writing from what I can see on the advertisement. You can buy them from Amazon for $39, and obviously the money goes to the designer, which would never happen with these dupes. So that's another reason. So I will not be buying from Temu anymore. I'm just a little over, you know, their packaging and their duping. So if you really want something, make sure that you're not buying a dupe, and that, you know, give credit to the designer and buy the original. I will be buying the original ones. I mean, $39, you know, you're getting what you pay for. Okay, so that was that. the next thing is also to do with family. Now, my number 6, Annalise, who's 32, who has an amazing boyfriend, his mother is an amazing creator too. And she just recently self-published a book that was all her makings over the last 20 years. It's called Louise Saxton. That's the cover of the book, Cut and Pinned, okay? So it's an amazing book. She is an amazing artist. I'm just going to find a page. I will put in the comments or the description box below where you can find this book and where you can buy it. Now, just to give you an idea of how huge these designs are, I'm going to show you this picture. I hope you can see it all, okay? Now, she cuts lace, old antique lace or any lace she can find, and she creates a design, and then she puts it all together with very, very fine stainless steel pins. Absolutely incredible. I mean, I was blown away when Annalise told me about what she did, and I got in contact with her. I actually sent her a gift, one of my cross stitch. I do that too. One of my English paper piece little pouch bags, and she sent me back some postcards which were of her designs. And one of the postcards was Frida Kahlo. Now, if you've seen some of my previous vlogs, go back and have a look, because, you know, you don't have to watch the whole thing, but what I've done, what I'm doing might interest you. So I actually love Frida Kahlo. I love her story. I think she's a very inspiring artist. She had really difficult life, but, you know, pushed through. And Google Frida Kahlo. I'll put that in the description box below. But her name's Louise Saxton, this lady. And when I got the postcards, there was one of Frida Kahlo, which was the large one I showed you her doing. And I just presumed that, oh, these are like an A4 size or something like that, the originals. But when I got onto her website, and it was actually Instagram I got onto, and followed her on Instagram, and saw how large these are, I was just blown away. So I'm going to show you a photo of Louise doing one of her, can you see that? I'm not sure. I'm peeking out the side, just making sure that you can see Louise. Amazing. She had a book release during the week. She's sold, this is the back. She's sold a lot of her works over the years. And yeah, have a look at her on Instagram. If you're into any kind of art, and this is textile art, you'll be blown away by what she's actually done. And buy the book. It's just such an amazing book. I have actually just bought a new record player that actually plays records, plays cassettes, plays CDs, and then you can record them onto a USB. Now, I have a beautiful lounge room, and that's basically for visitors and like a conversation area. But I do like listening to my old classical records. I'm not a heavy classical follower in classical music, but I like Tchaikovsky, I like Peer Gynt, you know, Rimsky-Korsakov, you know, all those sorts of lighter composers. I don't mind Beethoven, but I can't listen to a lot of it because it's very heavy. Okay, so I have my book, Cut and Pinned, in my lounge room, and I put on a beautiful classical record, and I just go through Louise's art and her book, and it's just such an enjoyable experience. Okay, so that is my incomings. Finished items. Well, I finished a few, and I just wanted to show you these. These were actually a bird pattern. Now, last year I made, not last year, the year before, last year I made gingerbread men out of felt with their names on it. But the year before I actually made these birds in Christmas material and put their names and the year on it for all my family members. And then I thought, what else can I do with these birds? My daughter Tiffany had given me a lot of earrings and a lot of jewelry pieces that she doesn't use anymore. So I thought, oh, I could put them on little stands and use her earrings as wings, which is what I've done with this one. And then I had a pattern for bunny rabbits, which if you look back in previous videos, I used as Easter gifts. And I thought that bunny rabbit could be turned into a dog on a stand too. Now my stands are actually made by a round circle and a golf tee. And then I just stick it up the middle. And that's actually my little dog that I made out of the bunny shape. Isn't he cute? And he's actually, his pattern, he's got little dogs on it. And that's how I got the idea to turn him into a little dog. So that's a few. Now, admittedly, I don't have a lot to show and tell when it comes to my project makings, because 99% of the time they get gifted, so I don't get an opportunity to keep them. But I made this little keyring teddy bear. He looks a bit Japanese, doesn't he? With his eyes. I did have safety eyes in and I just couldn't get them right. That's a very, very simple little teddy bear amigurumi pattern. If I can find the pattern, I'll put that in the description box below. But as you can see me, there's a bit of amigurumi that I've done behind me. And yeah, so that's basically what I've got to show and tell for some finished items. Okay, my projects on the go are actually this monkey from this book. Will it focus properly? I'll put this in the description box below. I'm actually doing the monkey for Tiffany's baby that's due any day, who I call Bart. They call Chicken Nugget. The reason I call him Bart is because I had a dream that he was born walking and talking, and his name was Bartholomew. He's a very large baby. His dad's 6'5", so 5'4". The average height of all my daughter's partners. My eldest daughter, Elise, her partner's 6'4". Grandson from her children is 6'5", I think, and hopefully he's stopped growing. And then Tiffany's partner, Isaac, is 6'4", 5". And then Rory and Elise's partner, he's about the same height too. So my girls really like their partners tall. Mind you, they're not short girls. Obviously, they're taller than their mother by at least a couple of inches. I think the tallest one, Tiffany, is about 4 inches taller than me. And the others sort of follow in around about the same height. But yeah, so now, getting back to Temu, I bought the, what I thought was chenille to do this. And it comes like this. And I'm not unhappy with it, truly. I won't buy any more. I think I've bought enough. But in the future, I will be using a thicker chenille. It's not as thick as I thought it was. So as you'll see, I'm just reaching into my little bag. I'm actually doing the head at the moment. I'm actually doing it double. Otherwise, it would turn out to be quite a small monkey. And that's the colour. And the next one I want to do, which is a project, because I love foxes. I really love foxes. I've explained why I love foxes in previous vlogs. So that's what I'm looking for at the moment. The wood, look, I really should put tabs in it if I'm going to talk about certain things, so that I can show you without you having to, you know, trudge through every page of the book. Looked in the wrong place again. Found the number. Let's hope I find the fox. Now this I will keep for me. He'll probably end up on my bed. Isn't he so cute? So that's Mama Made Minis Knotted Lovies. So I'll put a description in my description box below. Okay, so I'm going to now, because we're nearly at the 40-minute mark, so very, very quickly, another thing I want to inform you about is some of the YouTube vlogs that I watch. And I'll start off with an Australian lady. She's called Inmysparetime Crochet. And she's really good. She has a lot of information and she directs you to a lot of, you know, free patterns, shows you what she's been doing. The fact that she's Australian is a bonus for me. And I like to encourage as many Australian content, I found the word, YouTube content. Now I've lost for another word. What am I going to do now? I've got to have a drink of water. I want to cough. That's because I'm not, I know it sounds silly, because I used to be a real chatterbox, but I'm finding as I get older, the more I talk, the more itchy and my throat gets. So she's a good one to follow if you're into amigurumi or crochet of any kind. Staying on the crochet journey, one of my favorite, in fact, the one that got me into amigurumi in a very, very simple way, because that was every year I try to start a new type of project to expand the brain and keep it working. So Elise Rose Crochet, she's an American girl, absolutely amazing, so full of information, really enjoyable to watch. So I'll put her in the description box below. TLYarns, she's another one, American, brilliant to watch. So if you're into crochet, amigurumi, or, you know, I think she even does knitting. So watch her. Arne&Carlos, they're Norwegian guys that I've been watching for a long time. They're very creative. They're designers, knitwear designers. They were fashion designers. They're brilliant to watch. I watch their sit and knit for a bit, which they do on Sundays. And we're the ones that are supposed to sit and knit for a bit. And they're the ones that tell us what they've been doing in their life, which is quite exciting. Their life is not dull, I can tell you that. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant to follow. Now, nothing to do with craft. Well, it is in a way, but it isn't. There's a YouTube, whatever the word is, vlog, whatever, that I follow called Raising Voyages, which I'll put in the description box below. Brief, I sometimes lose my words, so please excuse me for that. The only word I can think of is synopsises, which is a brief description, and that was the word I was originally looking for. So a brief description of what they are. They're a family that's been travelling around the world with their two young girls and decided, they're American, and they decided to make their forever home in Italy, and they found this old building. Now, I'm not sure whether it was a shed or a previous house. I think it was a very, very tiny cottage in this beautiful village in Italy, and it's all about what they've done to this building to make it habitable for themselves and their two girls. And yeah, it's sort of, it's something I just have on, and, you know, okay, he's hammering away or he's putting bits of stuff up. He's got two Italian workers to help him and other Italian men that come and deliver stuff, and that is, I just find it very interesting. And the reason why is, and I'll finish off with this, is because my husband built this 430 square metre home under the main roof, because we have, I think, just over 3 metre wide verandas all the way around, hence a homestead, by himself. He did have the help of our 16-year-old son with the limestone work, and then we had a bit of help with another son, And yeah, so the younger three sort of came up here when Tiffany was, she's the oldest of the younger three. She came up here when she was 11. I think Evan was, gosh, 8, and Annalise was 6. So they've basically lived here their, you know, schooling years. So that's why the Raising Voyagers interests me so much, to see how he is renovating this old building after watching Glenn build our home in 10 months. I'm going to cough. Pardon me. So now I know I start to cough more towards the end of my vlog, because it's about 40 minutes and 55 seconds at the moment. So thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed my content, and I hope to see you in the future. I'll try and keep these vlogs a bit more regular now that my life's a bit more interesting, with my outings and my incomings and whatever I'm doing. And if you like my video, please subscribe. And if you want to know when my next video is out, then you can always do the notification bell. And a like would be great. And don't forget, I'd really love to hear a comment. I'd really love to hear a comment. I'd love to have some interaction with those that are subscribed and following me. Whether you've only watched for a couple of minutes or fast forward ahead to find something that's interested you, that would be great. So once again, thank you for joining me. Love to see you next time. And, you know, just bring some sunshine in your life. Keep happiness in your heart. Bye for now.